to become a such, or to be considered a member of the parliament, there must be a concurrence of the following requisites: a valid proclamation, a proper oath, and assumption of office. Now, the BPET, or the Bangsamoro Parliament Electoral Tribunal, shall be composed of the following officers. First, the Chief Electoral Officer as ex officio chairman, two retired judges of any of the regional trial courts in the BARM of proven competence, integrity, probity, and independence, and 6 members of the parliament who shall be chosen on the basis of proportional representation from the winning regional political parties or coalition thereof, registered in accordance with this code. Now, what is the idea behind the creation and jurisdiction of the Bangsamoro Parliament Electoral Tribunal? Under the present state of law and jurisprudence, before elections, any question as to the election returns or qualifications of a candidate or a candidate-elect, jurisdiction thereof lies with the Commission on Elections. That is the idea behind this proposal about the BPET, that once a candidate or a candidate-elect in the parliament becomes a member of the parliament, then jurisdiction shall shift to the Bangsamoro Parliament Electoral Tribunal. Going further on the provisions of the proposed BEC, let me talk about the provisions or salient provisions about the political parties. First, in Article 5, we have the principle of political parties, that political party is the essence of a parliamentary democracy. It provides for a mechanism where people can directly participate in the affairs of the government through a chain of delegation to the party. The stronger the political party in a parliamentary democracy is, the robust accountability and good governance are. Against this backdrop, all the provisions of the BEC affecting political parties are actually considering this principle of political parties. For a political party in the BARM to be established, these are the requisites. It must be established by at least 10,000 residents of the territory of BARM who have voting rights and who have given their consent for the establishment of only one political party, and membership must be distributed as far as practicable to the different provinces and cities comprising the BARM territory, provided that every political party shall have established provincial and city chapters as well as municipal chapters as the case may be. The provision or the requirement on establishment of political party about membership, distribution of membership, took inspiration from the requirement of the party list law in the creation of political parties. The requirement also about establishing provincial and city chapters as well as municipal chapters likewise took inspiration from that provision in the party list law of the Philippines. To ensure that political parties in BARM are genuine political parties, the BEC likewise proposes that these political parties must have the following bodies. First, Executive Committee. Second, General Party Committee. Third, Delegates Committee. Fourth, local branches. Fifth, Party Arbitral Committee. And finally, Membership Committee. However, this proposed provision does not preclude the political parties from creating other bodies that they deem necessary. Article 6, Section 14 of the proposed BEC likewise provides very important salient provisions. First, what is the threshold requirement in the party representation elections in the BARM? The seats for party representatives shall be filled according to the number of valid votes obtained by the parties in the parliamentary election. Only the parties receiving at least 4% of the total valid votes cast for the party system elections shall be entitled to one guaranteed seat each. This is referred to in the proposed BEC as the 4% threshold. The parties that are entitled to guaranteed seats shall be ranked from highest to lowest according to the number of valid votes they obtained. Additional seats shall be allocated to the winning parties only, with each winning party entitled to such number of additional seats as are in proportion to its total number of votes. This particular provision of paragraph B is actually based on the guidelines of the Supreme Court on or in the ranking of winning political parties in the case of Banat versus Comelec. The winning party shall enjoy priority in the allocation of additional seats according to their ranking from the highest down to the lowest until all the remaining seats are allocated, provided that in no case shall any winning party or parties obtain additional seats in excess of 50% of the total membership of the parliament. Article 6, Section 16 of the proposed BEC is a provision that governs political turn-cotism. Any elected party representative who changes political party affiliation during the representative's term of office shall ipso facto forfeit the seat in the parliament which shall be filled by another member of his prior party affiliation, provided that if the elected party representative changes political party affiliation within 6 months before an election, the same person shall not be eligible for nomination as party representative under the new party or organization. Section 17 of the same article of the proposed draft governs the concept of closed list nominees. There shall be an indirect election of party representatives through election of representatives by their party affiliations. However, the list of nominees for each party shall be submitted to the BEO upon filing of the intent to participate in the party elections, which shall in no case be more than 40 nominees. The list shall be arranged in chronological order of their nomination. So it's not alphabetical or other form of arrangement. At least 10% of the nominees in the list shall preferably be qualified party members who are women. The next sentence in that particular provision is likewise capacitating the public to check and balance political parties insofar as the list of nominees is concerned. Any interested person or organization shall, upon request, may be provided with the list of nominees and their chronological order of nomination with reasonable cost for its reproduction. Nonetheless, the concept of closed list nominees as provided for in the BOL does not preclude or does not prejudice or preclude the power of a party to determine who can sit from among its nominees and to unseat any party member sitting in the parliament for breach of party loyalty or violation of party rules or policies. And finally, Article 13 of Section 3 of the proposed draft provides for BARM Political Party Subsidy Fund. 6 months after the first parliamentary elections, the Parliament shall, by law, establish a BARM Political Party Subsidy Fund which shall be used to augment the operating funds of accredited political parties. With this, I would like to thank the Committee on Rules for allowing us to present the salient features of the proposed BEC. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
May we now ask the Secretariat to please read the House rules?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. These are the House rules for the public consultation on the proposed Bangsamoro Electoral Code. Number 1, Resource persons may only speak after having been recognized by the presiding officer. Resource persons are requested to raise a hand to be recognized. Second, resource persons are requested to cite the specific provisions in the proposed Bangsamoro Electoral Code that they wish to comment on and state their recommendations thereon. Third, resource persons are highly encouraged to submit position papers. Position papers may still be received on or before October 31, 2022 via email at parliamentary.read@bta.gov.ph or parliamentary.rules@bta.gov.ph. Thank you very much.
So we will now start our public consultation proper. May we request our resource persons, any from among our resource persons who are present today, who would like to speak? Or could we start with the representative from the Commission on Elections?
Good morning po. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Madam Chair, members of the committee, guests, and other resource speakers. I am Attorney Akiya Cody II po from the COMELEC Law Department. I was directed by the Office of the Executive Director to attend this in today's public consultation meeting. However, I would like to inform the body that as of the moment, we have yet to write our position paper as regards the proposed Bangsamoro Electoral Code. But I would like to assure to the body that the Commission on Elections will submit its position paper. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Attorney. We also hope that by that you are open to coming to Cotabato City upon invitation from the committee in the future, no? If necessary po. Yes, MP Attorney Joe.
Microphone. This is very significant, very important. I know you have not prepared your position paper. But my first question is for the COMELEC to include is a question very fundamental. Under 11054, we are tasked to prepare the electoral code. If we fail, incidentally, intentionally, or otherwise, can, under the plenary power of the COMELEC conduct an elections for the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region and provide the rules necessary. That on the assumption that we fail to pass the electoral code in 2025. That's a question, so that you can include that in your position paper so that we will be clarified on that matter. Thank you. That is just a question which is very fundamental because there is a competition on plenary powers and our power to draft the electoral code.
Thank you, MP Joe. Please note that in the letter invitation that we sent to the COMELEC, we also specifically asked them to comment on the Bangsamoro provisions on the Bangsamoro Electoral Office structure, powers, and functions under Article 2 of the bill, and the design and printing of ballots under Chapter 2, Section 27. So, Attorney, we hope that you could include that in your position paper, since the committee is also keen in getting the insights of the COMELEC on those matters.
Yes, Madam Chair, the instruction is duly noted, and I will refer that, Madam Chair, to the Office of the Chairman and the Executive Director of the Commission.
Thank you. Deputy Speaker Tan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. May I suggest that since you mentioned about the COMELEC going down to Cotabato, may I suggest that a special group within the commission be formed so that there will be a focused study while we are discussing this electoral code, one. Second, this will be a two-way learning because COMELEC has not done this before and we have not experienced this before. So this is another, we'll be setting another milestone just in case we pass the electoral code. So yun lang po para, I'm suggesting not a one-time coordination. I'm suggesting a continuing consultation and coordination because at the end of the day, the COMELEC shall approve the version before the Parliament acts on the electoral code. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Attorney. I hope that you were able to note the request. Okay.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, so may we... Okay, so based on the documents from the Secretariat, we have received a copy of... Maliitin mo. Hindi maliit. Yung maliit. Parang siya. Yun doon. Yun doon. Ano siya? An urgent memorandum signed by Chairman George Garcia dated October 13, 2022, informing that a panel has been formed from within the commission composed of Commissioner Ernesto Ferdinand Maceda Jr. in his capacity as Commissioner in charge of the Committee on Amendment and Revision of Laws, Deputy Executive Director Teopisto Elnas Jr., Director Maria Teresa Iraula of the Personnel Department, and Director Albert Leonard Rodriguez of the Law Department. Attorney Rodriguez is a classmate of mine in the College of Law in San Beda, so it will make things easier, inshallah, that we know somebody from the panel. So thank you very much, Attorney, for manifesting that. May we hear from the representative from the Philippine National Police, Police Brigadier General Alan Nobleza, Deputy Director for Operations.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Based on the proposed bill on electoral code, we will be making an initial comment, Madam Chair, but we will be submitting our position paper later for the appreciation of the committee. But initially, Madam Chair, we are proposing this to be included on the proposed bill, Madam Chair. The Section 23 of Article 10, which provides for the conduct of peaceful political rallies, meetings, and other similar activities during the campaign period subject to the requirements of local ordinances on the issuance of permits. These provisions presupposes that the activities done are peaceful in nature. However, it is recommended that this provision be studied further so as to comprehend situations where law enforcement intervention is necessary to protect the lives and properties of the participants and innocent bystanders should the activities become violent. And for number 4, Madam Chair, our comment is reservation is made as regards Article 10, Chapter 2, Section 19, on the appointment of a member of the PNP into the Electoral Board. The Electoral Board is empowered to perform functions which are beyond the mandates of the Philippine National Police. And as regards to Section 21 of Chapter 2, Article 10, the taking of any person into custody for refusing to obey lawful order of the Board of Elections Inspectors or disrupting or interrupting its proceedings. In such cases, the Philippine National Police personnel effecting such custody will be governed by the relevant rules and regulations of the Bureau, such as, but not limited to, the PNP operational procedures. Clarification, however, is made as to the disposition of the subject upon custody and the manner by which said individual may be released. And under Article 10, Chapter 2, Section 23, Madam Chair, on the arrest of absent members of the Electoral Board on the premise that the member failed to attend, which with the intention of obstructing the performance of duties of the Electoral Board. The PNP is empowered to make arrest and detain a person for a period beyond what is prescribed by law. The provision as it stands fails to provide for the disposition of the arrested person, thus leaving the arresting officers in a quandary on how to proceed after the arrest, leaving them open to possible criminal, civil, and or administrative bodies, liabilities. That's for now, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate the initial comments and we look forward to receiving the position paper, written position paper soon, Sir General. Next, may we hear from the Office of Congressman Paglas, Mr. Paul Pineda.
Good morning, Madam Chair and our guests. So Congressman Paglas is currently preparing for some foreign travel because he is going to represent the Congress for Parliamentary Forum in Thailand. So I was sent here to observe initially. But rest assured that our legal counsel is actually preparing our official position on this. But just a while ago, he mentioned that he wants to, he noticed some, I'm not sure if we can call this discrepancy or regarding the requirements on, what's that? Requirements for to be a member of the parliament, specifically the one from the sectoral groups. It was mentioned there, according to me, it was mentioned that we are requiring them to be at least 18 years old, up to, I think. A while ago, it was mentioned that this was that part was inspired by the party list system as well. He just want to mention that in the party list guidelines, that to 30. So baka po we might want to consider that. Also, I think generally, we mentioned here in the code that the members should be at least 25 years old. So something that we can look at. I-reconcile lang po. Also, he mentioned about the membership on the Bangsamoro Electoral Tribunal. In the HRET, House of Representative Electoral Tribunal, the representative was actually active justices. So it's clear how I think the Supreme Court will be the ones who will nominate. But in this case, we have retired judges. So we would just want to raise how are we going to choose these judges who are going to nominate. Unlike the case in HRET, active justices, so mas madali po siyang piliin. We would like to comment as well, yun pong the discussion on the salient provision we're in, we are looking at strengthening the party system, wherein we are making penalties now for political butterflies. So we would like to commend the committee on including that. Also, the part wherein we're going to subsidize political parties in their probably campaigns, operations. This would definitely help us in hindi na siya maghahanap ng funding from what do you call this, from other sponsors. So it would help a lot. Assuming we can find the budget for that, there would be a way to do that. It would be something actually that the national government can emulate. So we will submit our official position paper not later than October 31. And congratulations on this achievement so far. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Pineda, we look forward to receiving the official position paper. And we appreciate all the comments that were made. Next, from the Office of Congresswoman by Dimple Mastura, Chief of Staff Attorney Helena Sebastian.
At this moment, no specific comments. We are still deeply studying the proposed bill. Congresswoman by Dimple is just not able to attend herself because she's busy with several things in the district. But the comments of Attorney Paul Pineda, Madam Chair, we are also are supporting those comments, and we believe that
Madam Chair, we cannot hear.
Attorney, if you
Sorry.
could speak louder.
Ano po?
Thank you.
Yes. So, if there are other parts of the proposed bill that we feel still need further comment, we will submit a position paper on the same po. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Sebastian. From the Office of Congressman Mujib Hataman, Ms. Sheila Myra Abdul Majid.
Good morning. I'm Sheila Myra Abdul Majid po from the Office of Deputy Minority Floor Leader Mujib Hataman. We're currently deliberating the position paper. We will submit it as soon as possible. Thank you.
Okay, so would you like to share any initial insights?
As of the moment po, the Chief of Staff did not give me any further instruction as we ongoing deliberation of the position paper po. Thank you.
Thank you, but we appreciate you coming today, ma'am. Next, from the Office of Congressman Munir Arbison Jr., Sir Fraser Juljani.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. From the Office of Congressman Munir Arbison, as of the moment, we have not yet discussed on our group the upcoming proposed bill. But at any rate, we will be submitting our position paper, inshallah, before October 31. So all comments and suggestions will be included therein. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, I understand that you need more time to study the bill. We hope to receive a copy of your position paper as soon as you are finished po. Thank you, Sir Juljani. From the Office of Congressman Yasser A. Balindong, 2nd District, Lanao del Sur, his Chief of Staff, Attorney Noel Tiampong. Good morning po.
Good morning. Congressman Balindong is not in Manila, he's in the district, the same as the other congressmen. So he sent me to represent him. I would like to add on comment on the electoral tribunal. I'm surprised we have a different proportion here. In Congress and in the Senate, we have 3 and then 6. 3 meaning from the judiciary, and 6 from the political membership. But here we have 2 and 6. So I'm curious why the modification of 1/2 and then of the proportion, no? So why we reduce the number of members from the judiciary? Second, I would like, I recommend that it should also be 3 and 6, so we will have uniform representation, and it would be 1/2 of the entire membership. Also, I would like to add on the comment of who will be appointing the judicial members of the electoral tribunal. And well, this is also a modification that you have now retired judges. Maybe I assume that because they do not have work to do, then they would be focusing on the electoral tribunal functions. But the same manner as who will be, the question is who would be appointing them. Another one in the party list. Well, we have, I think, a difficulty in the House of Representatives. That's my personal opinion, because we do not have actually assured seats for each sector. If if the sectors that would be winning would be the urban poor, all of them would be representing urban poor. I hope that you take the initiative in the Bangsamoro that the sectors that will be all the sectors that are supposed to be represented should be represented. For example, although this is not the same as the national law, for example, you allow party lists to run for all the sectors: youth, women, farmers, and then one should be representing women, or a number should be assured seat for women, an assured seat for farmers, an assured seat for youth, and so on. So we will not have the same problem as in the House of Representatives, that most sectors only represent the urban poor and the other sectors do not have representations. Also, I cannot find, I just read today, I cannot find the system of registration for party list. We have here a system of registration for political parties. What is our system for registration for party list? Because I think in the COMELEC, they have a different registration. You have to have track record and so on and so forth. And the most important thing that I am curious is what we have now in the House of Representatives, the document appended to the Constitution in the parliamentary district. I think all the congressmen are interested. What are these parliamentary districts? We only have a proportion of 100,000 inhabitants to have one parliamentary district. But we really do not know which are now the districts. Now, will you be able to pass the electoral code, but how can we conduct the election if we do not know which one, what are the districts? So I propose that the same should also be already tackled and be part of the electoral code, subject to the amendment by the Parliament later, as we are doing in the document appended to the Constitution, to be redistricted by the members of the Congress. I think that will be all. And I congratulate the Bangsamoro for having come out with this document, the Electoral Code. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Tiampong. Very helpful po ang inyong mga insights, and please be assured that we are taking notes of. But so, siguro at this point we have noted that all of our resource persons who are present today have manifested that they will be submitting their respective official position papers upon completing their study of the bill. Yes, so yun po. All of the position papers request to be submitted in writing via email, no? Siguro? That we are flashing the email addresses of the Secretariat where you could send your official position papers. Yes, DS Alamia?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Madam Chair and esteemed members of the Committee on Rules and our resource persons. Thank you very much for coming here. Madam Chair, I just have a simple comment about the whole proceeding that we are having right now. Just to emphasize to our esteemed resource persons, Madam Chair, that the BTA, the Committee on Rules, from Cotabato and from all our provinces came to Manila to listen to our resource persons, especially from the Commission on Elections, from the offices of the different congressmen and women of the BARM, other government agencies, Madam Chair. And we were expecting, of course, that we would be able to deliberate and hear about their comments on the Electoral Code. We were very eager to listen to their comments, and because we are pressed for time, I think that has to be emphasized, Madam Chair. We are pressed for time. We would really like that the Electoral Code will be passed as soon as possible, but we have to make sure that there are no constitutional infirmities in the Electoral Code. And that is the reason why we have invited our esteemed national agencies and institutions to be able to shed light on the provisions of the draft Electoral Code. This would really help us because we are new. This is something that is new in the Philippines, an electoral code that will govern parliamentary elections for the first time in the country, and which may be the basis for future elections if ever we're going to be a federal state. We're going to be, the Philippines will be implementing federalism. So, Madam Chair, in view of that, I would like to respectfully, with all due respect, know if there is a specific date that our esteemed resource persons will be submitting their position papers, because we would really need that so that we can discuss fully as early as now or as early as this week the provisions of the Electoral Code and improve on them if necessary. So while thanking them for coming here, Madam Chair, I would like to, well, on behalf of I'm sure the Committee on Rules, we would like to know if there is a specific date, and I think it would be better if there is a specific date so that we can anticipate whatever it is that they're going to be submitting. And also to emphasize that their comments, their positions on specific provisions of the Electoral Code will definitely be taken into consideration by this committee, Madam Chair. Yes, right. So the position paper, not as an individual, but as an institution. And so I'd like to thank Attorney Champong, for example, who has made comments, and also I think from the PNP, initial comments, but it would be really good to have a robust discussion on this so that we can cover all our tracks, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. In response to DS Alamia, please be informed that we are setting a deadline for the submission of position papers on or before October 30, 2022, as flashed on the screen. So hopefully the resource persons who are present today will be able to submit the position papers on or before October 30, 2022. And also for the information of the body, tomorrow, this is just the first day. Tomorrow, we are set to receive 18 resource persons from 9 different groups. 5 have already submitted their position papers. So the robust insights and comments, I anticipate we will be hearing a lot from the resource persons from tomorrow. I understand probably it's because the national government agencies who are represented today and the representatives from the House are carefully studying their positions. The national government organizations that are going to be attending tomorrow will have more, elbow room to be giving their comments because of the nature of the organizations that they represent. But still, I echo the sentiment of DS Alamia that we are looking forward to receiving your position papers so that we can consider them in the deliberation during the proper time. Thank you very much. Yes, MP Lorena, and then DS Ali.
Thank you. We thank our resource for coming, but as already manifested, we really want a person who can really decide on the matters, and we need the position paper in writing. But before the COMELEC representative will advise on the position paper, we have reviewed actually the Electoral Code on compatibility with the Constitution and with justices and former commissioners of the Commission on Elections. So I would just like the Commission to address 2 important things. One is on the matter of the Electoral Tribunal, particularly Section 1, which talks of the sole judge of all controversy, because it might go into the plenary powers of the COMELEC. So we want that to be defined so that we will be guided accordingly. The other one is the other provision would be Section 3 of that particular provision. And there are other, I think I have 40 provisions here with comments already. But the last point that I want, may I ask the COMELEC whether you have included the preparation for the creation of the BEO in your appropriation for this year, and whether you have already included the proposed conduct of election in 2025 in the strategic perspective of the COMELEC with respect to budget. Because without that, we cannot organize the BEO because the funds will be taken from you unless you have more savings to cover for that. So I hope that is because we are actually preparing for the stability of the BARM, and therefore the regular election will be very critical. So I hope the COMELEC has that in mind and that in perspective. So again, we thank you, but I hope this can be brought to the Commission and Bank. That nonetheless, I will be writing Chairman Garcia on some of these points so that this can be addressed correctly. Para hindi na tayo nag-uurungan ganyan, klaro na ang roadmap for 2025. Maraming salamat.
Okay, COMELEC, would you like to respond, Attorney?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, sir, your concern was duly noted, sir, but I suggest, sir, na official communication to the chairman would be better, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, DS.
Yes, Madam Chair, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am manifesting or commenting on the process, Madam Chair. What is important in the public consultation, Madam Chair, is that we send a invitation letter and the attached draft of the Bangsamoro Electoral Code. Whether the one who we invited is will attend or will not attend the public consultation, as long as he or she submitted their position paper on the bill, that would be sufficient, Madam Chair. That will be considered as they are participating in the public consultation. It is not necessary, Madam Chair, that they will here present their position paper and discuss with us. No, ang importante lang po ay they send their position paper. It's up to the committee to digest, to discuss, and deliberate, or whatever we decide to do with the position paper. Yun lang pong importante doon, Madam Chair. So we are expecting the invited resource speakers to submit their position paper on us so that we can deliberate it. It's up to the committee to do what is necessary and what is important to that position paper. Yun lang po, Madam Chair. But on the part of the COMELEC, Madam Chair, I recommend, Madam Chair, that in addition to the position paper, no, in some other days, that we have a meeting with the COMELEC so that we can have a leveling off on the issue of the electoral code, as suggested, I believe, by Attorney Jose Lorena, in addition to the position paper, para bago natin ito dalhin sa committee at sa plenary, meron na tayong one understanding dito sa Bangsamoro Electoral Code.
Thank you, DS.
Madam Chair, may I be recognized? May I manifest something on the comments and perspectives of Attorney Noel Tiampong? May I remind this committee also that Attorney Noel Tiampong has been with the Bangsamoro since the push for the legislation of Republic Act 11054. He has been very helpful to us, especially on important provisions on the special geographic areas and other critical provisions of the Bangsamoro Organic Law. May I request also Attorney Tiampong to, you have suggested some clarifications on certain provisions on the proposed Bill number 29. May I suggest also, sir, that your suggestions be written also with the proposed language you would want us to see in the proposed bill. You can reduce it into legal form so that we can probably, this committee can make an initial consideration and deliberation on the language you would want to see in this proposed bill. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Attorney Tiampong, would you like to respond?
Yes, thank you for acknowledging my little help in even the passage of 11054. And I'm really glad to see you again, all of you, since we started this struggle. Well, I wanted to excuse myself, sana, from writing the legal language, because I think I have already spoken. But, well, if that would be needed, because sometimes there are a lot of things in substance that are lost in the form. So, and I know that one of the contentious issues here would be the geographic areas that has not yet been clarified, especially those that are outside of the big territory of the BARM in North Cotabato and other areas. Well, I would be happy if MP Sema would be sitting with me to draft, so it would be easier. Yes, I will try my best. I have helped already from the very start. We are already implementing what we have started, and I'm willing to sit down with MP Sema and the others for the language that we would like to propose to be inserted in the Electoral Code. Thank you very much.
Okay, so maraming salamat po. DS Hatim would like to speak.
Yung tungkol sa presentation kanina, yung Electoral Tribunal. If I remember right, that the old Organic Act 9054, the Chief Justice of the Sharia Courts, a member yung presentation kanina tungkol sa tribunal. Oh, yes. Yung presentation kanina tungkol sa Electoral Tribunal, if I remember right, ang Old Organic Law, Republic Act 9054, ang Chief Justice ng Sharia Courts should be a member of the Electoral Tribunal, just like when they realign fund. Pag sa realign ng fund, ang regional governor, ang speaker, and the Chief Justice of the Sharia Courts should come together and decide on the realigning of funds sa ARM sa ARM noon. Sa tribunal, kailangan natin na nandoon din ang Chief Justice ng Sharia Courts. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those are noted. The comments of the ESA team are noted. So, it looks like we have a fast public consultation, first day of public consultation. But again, tomorrow, we have 18 confirmed individuals with five ang papers, no? Position papers nila. 5 position papers. And we hope that we can also expeditiously conduct the public consultation tomorrow, just as we are doing today. So we would like to invite the deputy speakers to go in front for the awarding of tokens to our resource persons for today. And after the awarding of tokens, we will hear from, yes, all deputy speakers, please. Mag-award ng tokens sa harapan po. Hindi po kayo ang bibigyan. And afterwards, we will hear the closing remarks from the Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Rules. Senior Minister and Member of Parliament. Okay. Representatives from PNP, COMELEC, and the members of the House of Representatives. Sa inyo po itong bibigay namin. Surprise po kung anong laman. Ibibigay po. Okay. Okay. So, Attorney Tiampong, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Graduation, opo. Thank you po. From COMELEC, Attorney, yes please. Graduation. Graduation talaga. Thank you po for coming. Attorney, thank you. Sige, attorney. Comment. Thank you po. Opo, thank you. Si General. Okay, meron pa. Oh, may sobra. Okay. So, thank you very much. Thank you po. Bukas. Okay. So, thank you. Okay, group picture. O, kasama ko. Yung mga kasama natin na PNP pa dyan, sa likod. Opo. Mga kasama natin sa PNP. Representative from COMELEC. Sir, si attorney. Please join us po for a photo. Opo. Bukas sila. Drafters daw po, take, kung pwedeng mag-take ng photo. Okay, please settle down so we can hear the closing remarks from the Vice Chairperson.
Hello. Test mic. Hello.
Fellow members of the Parliament, can we invite you to please take your seats again so we can listen to the closing remarks of the Vice Chairperson and officially close this first day of the public consultation. Okay? Please take your... Hello.
Sige. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My courtesies to our resource persons, the staff of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority, the officials, and fellow members of the Parliament. We now close this public consultation, which we conducted for national agencies, national government agencies on BTA Bill number 29. We heard the features of the bill, and we thank the lawyers led by Dean Barodi, who lent their time and talent to making the draft, which eventually became Bill number 29. We also thank all those who took the time to join us as resource persons. The representative from the Commission on Elections, Attorney Akiya Ko. The representative from the Philippine National Police, Police Brigadier General Alan Nobleza, sir. The Deputy Director for Operations, representatives of members of the House of Representatives, specifically Congresspersons Yasser Balindong, Mujib Hataman, by Dimple Mastura, Muhammad Paglas, and Munir Arbison. We also acknowledge the written submission of Congressman Samir Tan. We hope that we will be able to get official position papers from all of the invited resource persons. While not all those who have been invited were able to present their positions today, except for some initial comments coming from the PNP and some representatives from the House of Representatives, the lower house. We look forward to the written position papers that your offices will submit, no, on or before October 30. We are doing these consultations precisely to get inputs, no, from our stakeholders, and national government agencies are certainly a very important stakeholder, no, in our effort to enhance the bill and enact a law that will facilitate clean, honest, and fair elections in the Bangsamoro. So maraming salamat po sa mga members of Parliament. We will continue the public consultations tomorrow. As a preview, ang mga confirmed po na darating ay representatives coming from the Bangsamoro Free Election Movement or BFEM, the Mindanao Organization for Social and Economic Progress or MOSEP, Lente, NAMFREL, PPCRB, Philippine Center for Islam and Democracy, and the Ateneo School of Government. No? So mas marami po tayong mapapakinggan tomorrow. And as mentioned, 5 of those organizations have already submitted their position papers. So please be present tomorrow. Please be on time so that we can also finish early. And we have lunch, no? So, 9 a.m. po. Sige. I give back the microphone to the chair.
Okay. I now declare this open consultation closed. So, lunch will be served at 11:30. Dito po. Dito rin po. Plated, no? Okay. So itong table na to ay plated but the rest daw ay buffet. So thank you again. Yes, the resource persons, ang mga kasama natin from PNP, please stay for lunch. Pwede po. The venue tomorrow will be at Sapphire.
Assalamualaikum. Tomorrow's venue, the venue for tomorrow's public consultation will be at 4th floor, Sapphire AB Hall. 4th floor din po. Here, dito po sa kabila. Apa. Apa.